Right, I just thought I'd do a short upload on using an app to work out or to optimize your route when doing multi-drop. So yeah, when the first experience I had with multi-drop was with Amazon Flex. Started doing it in my car, and I still occasionally do it in this van. But with Amazon and Amazon Flex, they've got their own app does their own optimization and scanning, and also navigation is in the app itself, and it's really good. It's absolutely shit hot, to be honest. The Amazon Flex one, that's one way Amazon are different, and they really do really well with technology and apps and that kind of thing. It's a big part of their business, obviously. After that, I went and did Yodel for 10 weeks. I did that beginning of the first lockdown. I did it for 10 weeks. And they gave me their own scanner, so that was a similar kind of thing. I just used their scanner when the battery lasted, and then I just followed the route, and the route that was printed out on the manifest was also in order, optimized order. But then once I left Yodel, I went and did the government food deliveries, delivering food parcels to people who were shielding during the original lockdown, COVID lockdown. And basically with that, all the parcels were the same, so I didn't have to order the parcels. It was a case of, if I was doing 65 that day, I just needed to take 65 boxes and 65 loaves of bread. But I used to get the route order on paperwork, in no particular order. So if you followed that order, you'd be jumping all over the show. We go from one side of town to the other, and then back to the original drop. So obviously you need to optimize when you're not given a route. What I've been doing the last several weeks now, maybe a month or so, in the run up to Christmas, it's now between Christmas and New Year, I've been doing parcel deliveries. But in this place, I'm a subby, obviously. They don't give me their own scanner. They haven't got their own app that you can use on the phone. Literally just giving a load of parcels, maybe 50, 60, sometimes 70 parcels. And then you're given the paperwork to get, to record what time I signed and who accepted it, but the paperwork's in no particular order. So I need to optimize the route, like I was doing with the food deliveries, but also have to mark the parcels, obviously, because it's a specific parcel for a specific address. So when I started looking for these, I looked at a few online. The one I settled on, which is the one I'm going to show in this upload, is the RoadWarrior app. I looked at a few, can't remember the names of a lot of them. This one seems to get decent reviews, and it's quite reasonably priced. I think I pay about £10 a month. I actually left a subscription going from when I first started using it, even though I was doing general CX work. Forgot about it really. I'm a bit lazy cancelling it, but yeah, I just do it for £10 a month. It's quite a good thing to have anyway. So in this vlog, I've done some screen capture videos showing how I plan my routes, and then using the app, mark the parcels up, and then on the run, when I'm delivering this multi-drop, how I kind of work through it. And also, as I've been using it for quite a while, a few tips for basically working it a bit better, sort of sense checking the route it's given you and seeing if it's on the run, if you can make some slight improvements as you're going. So that's brief intro. So on with the screen capture bit. Right, so this is yesterday's route, so I'm just going to click new route, create blank route. Don't bother putting a name, just hit save. So I've got start point, end point. So I've set that start point, I've set it before, it's just a postcode for the depot. Hit this one down the bottom to start adding the postcodes. So I've put all the parcels that were in a big pile by the door, put them in rows by postcode. So I've got WV133 was one row, WV111, WV100, And that's pretty much it. I've got a few stragglers, but most of them in sort of 3 sub postcodes. So what I do now, start with one of the rows. So I was actually WV131 as well, so I've only got 2 of them parcels. So put in WV131, it's DY, and then it'll bring it up, hit that. That's where it is, it's sort of Willenhall area. Next one, WV131JR. That's the second one. I'm just going to crack on. So we're moving on to the WV133s now. WV133 AP. It does this sometimes, even though I've put WV1 AP. Door mate round the side. Go, yeah, let's go around the other side. Trailer. Cheers. Yeah. So WV133 AP I've put in, but for some reason it was AB comes up first and AP comes second. I don't know why it does that, so you have to be careful you click on the right one. Otherwise it'll send you to the wrong place, obviously. And then next one, WV133BY. Let's come up to the top this time. And that's it basically, so I'm going to crack on, it's going to be about 50, 60, maybe just over 60 parcels today. Obviously not going to film it all. Right, so I'm just going to show you now when I put in a duplicate postcode, so WV133EZ, I go for that one, and I press the little pink thing in the bottom right to add it. It will say stop if this address already exists, do you want to things. If I hit yes, then it would put 2 on the route for that one, but what I normally do is hit no, and then I pile the parcels together for that postcode, or I just note them later, how many I've got for that postcode, and then I know how many, once I've finished doing this, how many individual postcode drops I've got. Right, so I've finished putting in me all my stops, all my individual postcodes. So that's, you should see, blue is where I am, sort of Tamworth area, to the east of Tamworth, delivering sort of Willenhall, Wolverhampton way. So they're all my individual drops. So now it's obviously trying to work out things, so I just go exit. And that's the list as I've put them in. I think it might even, yeah, put some, I think that's the order I put them in. If I go down the bottom, order stops. So I've got it set, if you look top right corner, to round trip, fastest, driving, avoid tolls. I don't know what F is, maybe it's ferries, I don't know. So on a round trip, all you can do one way. I have to come back regardless because I have to drop off the paperwork. Yeah, so hit optimize. It's optimizing routes. So it's take up to 3 minutes, it never takes that long. You can do 120 individual stops, so this way you could do 120 individual postcodes. Travel distance 75 miles, that's quite a long one. I was hoping to be short today. Go route info again, travel time, go to list again, 45 individual postcodes, a few multiple for the same postcode today. Not necessarily the same drop, just the same postcode, so sometimes you'll get them, hopefully like for each of them postcodes that's multiple, it'll be all for the same address. But I've had it before where it's the same postcode but you've got 5 different houses. So that's it basically. If I go to map, that's how it's thing. I'm not going to go down the M42 or cut across and shave a few miles off. Just how I got here this morning, to be honest. This isn't all that far from home. That's basically the route it's going to take me on, but I'll do a bit more later about following this route or whether it's quicker to check it sometimes, but more on that later. Right, so that's obviously my route now in order. So if I go from map to list, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work up and down the rows of parcels that I've laid out with my marker pen. So find WV133DT, or basically whatever the first parcel is, I'll scan through here until I find it. Whatever number it is, I'll use a mark pen to write it on the parcel. Once they're all marked up, I load it in groups, the van in groups of 10. So I'll load the 40s, then the 30s, then the 20s, 10s and the single figures. I put all the 40s together in a van, see if I've got any multiples for each drop. Say I've got 3 for drop 44, I'll write 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3. And like I say, that's just for that postcode, so it might still be different addresses, but it means when I'm on the run, I don't just deliver one of them, move to the next drop and then realise I've missed 2 parcels. That's why I do that. So I'm going to crack on and mark the parcels now, load a van, and the next bit will be when I'm actually out delivering. Right, so out delivering now, so just to show you, you can have it in list view and go to like number 4 there, or you can have it in map view. I started using it in list view, but now I tend to use it in map view, so I can see where I'm going and if there's a slightly quicker way of doing it. So I've just done this drop 4, so that one there, I hit it and then this comes up, so I could go navigate, but I just want to check in to say I've done that one. Bit of a nightmare, that drop actually, and then it automatically goes to number 5, the next one in sequence. I'll just close that down. So number 5 I'm going to next, so it's Ambrose Close. I've looked on my paperwork to get the number, so before I head off and make sure I know which number it is I'm going to, so I don't drive past it and stuff. And if it's a house name, then I might use the Delmate app to find out exactly where it is, but I'll do that in a different vlog upload. So I want to get there now, so I just hit navigate. So this app doesn't have its own navigation inside, it'll just use whatever your preferred thing is. So I've got it set to Google Maps, so that's Ambrose Close. Hit directions, because it's not far away. It's quite annoying this with Google Maps, it quite often puts it in walking, so I have to select car every time, or vehicle, and then that's it. Start. Boom.
Head north on School Street towards Aston Road, then turn left onto Aston Road.
And when I get there, complete with delivery, fill in my paperwork, and then I'll just go on to that one again in the RoadWarrior app, mark that one as completed, checking in, and then it just goes to the next one and so forth, and just crack on until you get them all done really, with excuse me, one small exception which I'll try and show you later on in the route. Right, so I've just done drop number 7, which is towards the top of the screen. You can see the little blue dot where I am, my GPS. Just marked that one. I'll just check in on that one, hence it's got a tick by it, so it's been done. So next drop is number 8, and if you look at the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you sometimes get this. The order isn't great, I don't think. So looking at that, I'm better off doing 11, 10, 9, 8, 12, and then from 12 back to the order. So that's the plan. So I'm going to, you can do this quite easily, because doing what I'm doing now, the van is very little, to be honest, space wise taken up in the back, so it's easy to go out of sequence. Even right to the very end I could do it if I really needed to, but it depends how packed your van is. When I was doing Yodel, but I didn't use this with Yodel, they had their own scanner they give me. There's no way I could have done it, because the van was packed all the way front to back and all the way up to the roof with stuff. So once you left the depot, you just had to stick to sequence. But with this, I'm going to go 10. I say 10, 11 I want, sorry. So I'm going to go 11, navigate. So yeah, that's one way of doing it. Makes it a bit quicker. So yeah, just something to just bear in mind. I'm quite an urban area today, so there's not much to be gained doing this. But I've noticed when I'm out in the rural countryside areas, quite often the order's a bit strange, really, and you can just keep one eye on it and save a bit of time as you go, and also cut down on your mileage. So that is the RoadWarrior app and how I use it. Like I say, you find when you do multi-drop, everyone has their own slightly different way of working. But if, like in this case, you're just giving a load of random parcels and manifesting no particular order, you have to use one of these. Obviously, you're just not going to get them done. And if you don't get the job done, there's a chance you're not going to get paid. So yeah, there are other options, are more expensive, whether they're the same as this one or whether they're a bit more sophisticated in the way they plan the route for you, optimize it. I don't know, because I've never used them. Interested to know anyone who's used this app and others, how it compares to others. Please put your comments below, or if you've got any apps that you've used you think are particularly good, you'd like to recommend them, please do so below. Yeah, so with this one, like I say, as I'm on the go, I found ways of basically checking the route it's given me. I'm chopping and changing it a bit to make it a bit quicker. Maybe you wouldn't have to do that with other apps. Yeah, but that's just how I do it. I will do another very short one on using the Delmate app, DELM8, for finding like specific addresses that are hard to find, like farms and stuff, and houses or homes that have got just names rather than numbers, which are always harder to find off of just a postcode. Yep, so that's it. Hope you've enjoyed this video, got something out of it. Thanks for watching.